This is Brian Anderson. I'm here with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, our reporter, Allie LaForce.
It was, frankly, embarrassing. I was shocked by their disorganization, and I think they were, too.
Well, frankly, they should be shocked. I mean, that kind of effort simply won't cut it in today's NBA. Let's see if they take any lessons from it.
Clock at 6. Left side, Porzingis. Comes up empty down low. Well, Doris, you watch Kristaps Porzingis at the defensive end. He changes a lot of shots.
There is no doubt, VA. It's 7'2". It isn't just simply about sending shots back. It's about changing the trajectory. But I think, as importantly, guys don't want to go in the lane because of his presence.
And he knocks down the first one. And, of course, Boston winning 8 consecutive titles from 1959 to 1966. Doris, you think we'll ever see a streak like that again?
BA, I think that's almost impossible in this day and age. With free agency, with more salary cap restrictions, it's just hard to win 2 in a row these days, let alone 8. My goodness.
3 points.
This guy's so accurate from outside the arc. You wish Holiday was more aggressive from range.
And so it's Holiday who brings up the ball for Boston. Pass to Tatum. Porzingis with it. And Joel Embiid pulls it down.
That's the shot you hope for. Right at the rim. Just couldn't capitalize.
Maxey, that's good.
Ooh, a high motor in close to the rim. Maxey finding a window and converting.
Pass to Brown. And the jam by Brown.
There you go. He's a monster at the rim.
So athletic. Obviously, he plays on the attack. In transition, here they come. Holiday with the ball. Picked up by Embiid. Tatum looking it over. Outside, Brown. And Grimes pulls it down. Now we'll go to Allie LaForce, who had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse.
We talked about some of the challenges that they'll face tonight, not the least of which is defending Jason Tatum. He said the guy plays with so much confidence. He's a great scorer from all 3 levels. He can go for 40, 50, 60 in a night. We just have to try and make someone else beat us.
Thank you for that, Allie.
Don't sleep on Jason Tatum's athleticism. This guy attacks the basket with ferocity.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here in the first. Right side, Holiday. Brown inside. Misses the layup. The Sixers trailing. Ooh, poked away. And stolen by Holiday. With the tip.
This guy's such a quick-thinking distributor. Drew Holiday takes pride in making the guys around him better.
Pass to Embiid. Over Porzingis. Embiid misses.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
Outside Porzingis. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum.
Assisted.
And with both teams fighting for playoff position, this is as intense of a regular season as you'll see, Grant.
Oh, BA, you can feel what's at stake here in the arena. Both of these teams will treat this like the postseason. The playoffs start now for them.
Kick out to Brown. Pass to Porzingis. Back to Brown. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Porzingis. Lots of room. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through. See if you can get an easy opportunity.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Both teams will make substitutions.
Oh, just an easy reverse for him. He has nice feel and touch around the bucket.
Holiday.
76ers foul.
Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
First team.
It's going to go on Andre Drummond.
You can see how anxious the defense was to take Holiday away. Instead, they foul him and send him to the line.
Doris, even as he gets up there in age, Drew Holiday is still an elite defender.
Brian, it's really remarkable how valuable a piece he is. They call him the Swiss Army knife because he is one of those rare individuals that can guard all 5 positions. He understands schemes. He's willing to mix things up. Drew Holiday is elite, period.
Boston leading by 6. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
You're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
And it's in! Oh! Nails the buzzer beater! Are you kidding?
And credit him for understanding the situation and coming through.
And to me, the way you end quarter.
And that does it for the first quarter. Celtics out in front, leading by 6. Don't go away. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, guys, what do you think about the Celtics here in this one?
Simply put, they look totally fearless on the defensive end.
Well, very disruptive in that first period. They never allowed the offense to get comfortable.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, a key concept preached by Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla and reiterated by Jaylen Brown, who says it's reading the game, realizing fast, but playing slow. We're the more talented team, he said. We have to be the smarter team as well. And when we do that, we're going to be tough to beat. Brian?
Well, they certainly have been, Allie. Thanks for that. Horford in the high post. Fires top of the key. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday.
This is how Al Horford has adjusted to make himself a modern NBA big. In rhythm, off the catch, beautiful.
Here's Edwards. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line.
That's his first.
Philadelphia shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
At the line for
And he can't get the first one.
Edwards. 2 shots.
And he sinks the second. And we played through the first minute here in the second. Right side White. Here's Hauser. And he banks in the layup. Hauser's got his first 2 points.
They are passing the ball around tremendously right now.
Well, there you see Paul George as a facilitator. He can create his own, or he can get somebody else open.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Pass to Craig from behind the arc. And Grimes pulls it down. 76ers trail by 7. Edwards, no good. Here's Pritchard. The deep 3. Drops in the 3.
For 3.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Well, Grant, you often hear about how smooth Paul George's game is.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Young players can learn a lot by watching his footwork. His timing, his ability to find the space he needs, it's just tremendous.
Boy, Paul George continues to prove himself an elite offensive threat.
Pass to Grimes. Wing shot on the way. Got it. Maxey's got his second basket.
This guy, a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Here's Pritchard. Here's White. Now here's Porzingis. Porzingis putting the size to work.
This goes to
Easy money for Kristaps Porzingis. That's 7-3 we're talking about.
Pass to Maxey. It's rebounded by Jaylen Brown. And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. And this is their first time matched up with Philadelphia this year.
Last year, this team got the better of them in the season series, so they're looking to correct that.
Here's George. Boston pulls it in.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
White looking it over. Pass to Brown. Look at Brown getting it done inside.
Well, good things happen for this team when Jaylen Brown gets into the paint. So efficient inside.
Here's George. Defended by Brown. Back to George. Oh, the block shot. Grabs it out of the air. Oh, it's stolen. And they're pushing it up. George with another miss. Celtics lead by 11. Here's Tatum. Too easy for Tatum, even with the contact.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
Grimes. And another miss by Philadelphia. Outside White. Kick out to Brown. Back to White. It's Brown on the wing. Shot clock at 6. And now the Sixers on the break. Pass to Maxey. Lets it fly from 18. To stop the drought. It's hauled in by White. Well, Grant, it's obvious who's been in control of this game.
You know, you really have to appreciate their relentlessness.
Exactly what good offensive players do. Lean into that defender. Level of physicality puts you at the free throw line.
It's his first trip to the line.
Shooting for Boston, Derek White. Taking 2 shots.
White hits them both.
Making shots at the line. You need a good routine, and he certainly has one.
Boston foul.
And so they foul intentionally.
Holiday. That's his first personal foul.
7 seconds left in the second quarter. McCain's shot is off.
Walsh.
And so we've reached the end of the first half of play. Celtics out in front, up by 15. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. And every team is looking for length on their roster.
Yeah, the reason, BA, is because of the quality and skill of shooting. Guys are coming across half court and they can shoot the basketball at 35 feet. The reason you need length is there's more area to cover. Increasingly, Brian, it's getting harder and harder to play as an undersized guard in this league.
And now, almost all their points coming from the paint.
Boston shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
Drew Holiday at the line for 1.
What you love about Drew Holiday is this understated toughness. You know he's going to give you great effort and intensity nightly.
Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good. Celtics lead by 16. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Paul George spent some time talking about his idol. He said the person who motivated me as a kid was Kobe Bryant. Growing up in Southern California, watching him every day, I wanted to emulate him. I attacked the game the same way he did, trying to work on every deficiency, play both ends, and be a competitor.
His impact lives on, Allie. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
That's his second personal foul.
Check this out. That's only their 2nd turnover tonight. They've kept great control of the rock.
You know, it's easy to focus on Jason Tatum scoring. But Doris, he's excellent in a number of areas.
Brian, he's a high-level rebounder. He now knows how to keep his teammates involved. He's competitive on the defensive end and willing to absorb a big-time assignment. He has got a complete game.
Three-pointer Embiid. Yes, sir! Embiid from distance.
And we know Embiid has this kind of touch from deep. Nice triple. Oh, that was nasty. A two-hand mega slam.
Man, I don't think anyone was going to stop him there. And it's Maxey missing.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that. You know, looking at the turnover story, they've had a few miscues along the way, but as we see on the scoreboard, it hasn't hurt them.
From the inbound, into the lane.
Well, Maxey is an elite shooter. Tyrese is at his best using his speed going downhill.
Horford outside. Pass to Pritchard. Wide open. And the Celtics tack on two more.
Al Horford.
80% shooting to start the third, 4 for 5.
Grimes. And he drops it in from the low post.
Yeah, Grimes has the frame to work down low. I like when he gets inside.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Pass to Grimes. From deep. And the ball out of bounds. The Celtics will have it.
Substitution on the court.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Here's Pritchard. He's got 5. Lays it up and banks it in. Pritchard's got 7.
You know, they're really being bullied right now defensively. 8 of the last 10 points have come from inside.
Here's McCain. Off the mark with a little step back Jay.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Pass to Hauser. Here's Keita. And here's Horford. 5 to shoot. To the left side wing. Here's Keita. And it's Bona with a rebound. 76ers trail by 19. Here's McCain. They grab their own miss. Now here's Edwards. Out to the wing. Another shot. McCain's shot is off. And we've got 1:18 left in the third. And Horford gets it to go. Horford's got 4 points in the quarter.
These defenders really need to man up, particularly in the lane.
Offensive board. Celtics lead by 21. Pass to Craig. Back to Pritchard. Craig with it. Guarded by Edwards. Craig no good. Here's Bona. Butler, the open look. And yes, it goes. Got a little English on that one. Butler's got his first points in this one.
Well, you won't see that kind of shot fall very often. Thank your lucky stars.
Pass to Pritchard. Down low. Here's Keita. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Philadelphia ball.
76ers trail by 19. To the paint. Here's Butler. The shot misses.
And right now they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Philadelphia ball.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum. Here's McCain. Pass to Oubre. Yabusele. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back.
76ers.
It's the Celtics
29.
up by 16.
The Celtics.
And time for a short break.
45.
Stay right there. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first three quarters. So it's Boston now. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Outside Tatum. Back to Brown. Shoots over George.
Jaylen
Brown, that's good.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Now Drummond. Pass to McCain. Over White. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it fly from 18. To the left wing. Here's McCain. Offline with a three.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Celtics lead by 18. Pass to Porzingis. Holiday with the ball. Back to Porzingis. Outside Holiday. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. And that one's good. Porzingis.
That's what you call using your size in the painted area. Kristaps Porzingis, easy work right there.
Here's George. Going inside. Oh, he cocks it back and throws it down. Right on Porzingis.
Oh, Paul George, let him hear you with that finish. That is nicely done.
You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken. But that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
George with it. Now guarded by White. Here's Maxey. Plenty of space. Can't get the bucket from 20 feet out. Pass to Brown. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth. And that one falls. His fifth basket in 7 tries.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job. I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Got a piece of it. Here we go. The Sixers on the break. Here's Maxey. Kicks it to George. Goes back up. And good as it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. George has got 7 now in this quarter.
Yeah, Paul George, a tremendous jump shooter. Squares up, knocks it down. The defense has got to be better.
And just shredding apart the defense with his passing. He's helping to pace this offense so well.
And I think they count on him for that. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
The control and focus from Embiid, able to absorb hits from the defense and still finish.
Jason Tatum.
And since the halftime break, their offense has just been on another level.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession. The
kick out to Maxey. Pass to George. Back to Embiid. Here's Maxey.
Sam Hauser. Peyton Pritchard.
Maxey on the wing. Beyond the arc. Kept alive. Here's Grimes. Here's George. Oh, persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. George has got 9 points here in the second half.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Celtics.
Check out their assist numbers.
They didn't get stuck in isolation. They got the ball to the guys who had the best matchups.
No surprise, another victory for these guys who have been on a tear all year long. They've now won 62 games. And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Drew Holiday.
This guy putting on a passing clinic. If you want to know how to run an offense, roll back the tape from this evening.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Here's Pritchard. Out to Craig. 6 to shoot. And here's Horford for 3. Rebound by Philadelphia.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Butler can't get it to go.
Let's be honest. That's not a shot he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again.
Horford, right side. Here's Pritchard. Again, the miss by Boston. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 13-4 run.
Pretty dime there. The kind of ball movement coaches love to see.
Now here's Craig. Three-pointer. Knocks down the long J.
And they came in here with some attitude, and it brought out their best play.
And I couldn't agree more. What makes it that much more impressive, they're doing it on the road.
So we see the Celtics taking the W here. It ends up being a fairly easy road win.
Those are so hard to come by. It's never easy to take a game in someone else's building.
And that'll do it, folks. For Allie LaForce, Doris Burke, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson alongside our 2K Sports crew.